Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League live tonight from Navarra here in Spain. This is the season finale for the fall season in this league. Look forward to a larger field tonight. 10 drivers out here, including a few, a new driver to this series, not a new name to the channel, but looking forward to an exciting race here tonight in these GT3 machines. My name is Adam Baker and I will be your commentator. Hello and welcome. Hopefully we are back live, and this is the point standings coming into tonight's season finale here from Navarra. Green flag is just coming out. We're going to go trackside as things are about to get started. Logan Threlkeld making his first start here this season. Going to lead us off at the start of this race. Let's take a look at the drivers as they make their way around here on green flag lap number 1. Hopefully things stay stable for us as we get going here. It's Logan Threlkeld out in front. So the top 10 drivers here from Navarra. This is the season finale. Hoping that we can keep the action on screen. Threlkeld goes wide. Scott Kim going to take over the top spot in his Ferrari. Things shaking up here as Threlkeld off the racetrack. Here comes everyone moving on by. He tries to get out of the way. Wide for a moment to 70 of Darren Treacle trying to find his way through in the Acura. Not a car we're used to seeing very much of, but good battling so far in this. Let's take a look at the race analysis. Navarra, Spain, 0.44 miles in length, 15 turns. The distance of this track. This is the dual race format, and I've already seen that come into effect as around goes Rex Jarawala, driver in the Mercedes. Fortunate there, it just goes around, able to get it back on the racetrack. Back rolling once again, goes to the tail of the field. Logan Threlkeld, who was slowest in the practice qualifying, back here in 9th. He is one of eSpeed's very own commentator and making his first start here in the season finale of the fall season of the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, presented by Gunfire Games and Duncan Racing Designs. How about Scott Kim out in front trying to get a victory this season? That would be pretty cool. Dean Tulane runs in second place. These are 20-minute races, so already a couple of minutes in. Lap times high 140s. Scott Kim with a 146.9, the fastest on lap 1. Closest would be Dean Tulane, and then it goes from there. Everybody pretty much in order in terms of lap time. Michael Pavolano, who has won 3 races this season, his Ferrari GT3 machine. It's like he's trying to get up here and challenge for a podium spot. He's had a really good run this season. Clint Fletcher, your points leader coming into the night, not showing up, but I think the gap is still maybe a little bit too large for Michael Pavolano to get up there. We have to try and dominate the evening, and that'll get him as close as possible. Right now, already tracking down the top 3. Perry Duncan behind him, the gold and black machine. Namesake of Duncan Racing Designs. There's a lot of the paintwork on these GT3 cars you'll see all around the racetrack. Pretty much the top 8, all nose to tail. Darren Treacle back here, like I said, in the Acura, not something we're used to seeing very much of. And we'll just have to see how that car performs. We're used to seeing him in the Mercedes. I'm not too sure how he's going to be able to compete in this one. Not looking super competitive, at least as of yet. Bruce Wiley, good to see him out here tonight. 6th spot. This is one of the biggest fields we've seen this season. 10 cars. Doesn't sound like a lot, but we have good action with even 6 cars on track. So I would expect things to be pretty tight up through the mid-pack as they often are. Pablano starting to track down the top three. Scott Kim still holding on to the race lead, but is a little bit slower than the few cars behind him. He has the clean air, and he's got the ability to kind of manage this race. At Navarra here, this is a difficult track, a lot of different types of corners. You can see not too much banking, but there is some elevation change around this circuit. Gonna make their way towards the pit entry. Almost fakes that he's gonna go bring it in there, and then back to the right hand hairpin onto the start finish line. His bright green Ferrari. Nice solid job actually extending the lead there out of the final corner. Catches a little bit of grass on the front stretch, weaving, trying to break the draft. Adam Cole putting the pressure on, almost took a peek to the right side of the 84 machine of Team Tulane, not going to make it happen just yet. Michael Pablano in tow. Your points, second in points. Again, we do apologize for the issues at the very start of the broadcast. Not too sure what happened. It looked like the internet may have dropped out for a moment, but luckily it came right back. And hopefully you'll catch a little bit more about our sponsors, get into the halfway point of this evening. 2 20-minute races. The field will invert after the finish of this one. The drivers like Logan Drelkeld, Rex Jarwala going to start up towards the front. As look at this, Adam Cole now makes the move. He'll go on through to second. He worked over Dean Tulane, and here comes Pablano going to try and carry on through as they're going to make a little bit of door contact. That opens the door. Then 4 drivers behind. That was Perry Duncan, and then Bruce Wiley got tagged by Brian Kennedy. As we've got cars spinning. That's the 84 of Tulane. He has spun it out here. See if we can take a look at what happened to him. And he's going to get tagged. Goes from, was running in second in this race. And now fall back to the 8th position. Gets that car turned back around. And, yeah, got a little bit of help there. We go back live. You can see Logan Drelkeld starting to pick up the pace. He's actually now into the 143s, comparable to a lot of drivers out here, now in the 144. So quick learner there in the number 1 machine, Logan Drelkeld. Scott Kim doing what he needs to do to try and hang on to the top spot. A big gap and big slide further back. Perry Duncan nearly lost the handle on his Ferrari. He's going to get passed by Brian Kennedy, who's got a race win all the way back to Heat 1. He's done 14 races this season. And almost every single one has been very, very exciting. I know we've had some smaller fields. Never short on action. Here we go, battling for the lead, though. It's Scott Kim, driver's right. Here comes Cole trying to pull the crossover. Gets the foot down. He'll have the advantage. Now going to be able to clear the 7-Eleven, but what does Scott Kim do? Does he charge back to the inside? Can't quite get back to the quarter panel. Adam Cole, his Porsche set up to set sail. He'll have to try and run and hide. Michael Pablano starting to close up the gap to these top 2. Brian Kennedy also picking up the pace. Expect both of those drivers to be up there battling for a race win. We'll work back onto the front straightaway towards that start finish line. Beautiful scenery here in Navarra, Spain. These GT3 cars race on by. This hard kind of a kink turn number 1. And they turn even tighter and even tighter. Very interesting kind of segment of the track. Look at this, still so many cars all the way back to Bruce Wiley in 7. Within 5 seconds of each other. Battle still on for the race lead. Scott Kim not letting the number 9 of Adam Cole get away. Right on board with him right here. Led the first 4 laps of this race. Up in that second spot. Scott had a great performance last week, and I know that they're looking for some opportunities for next season to figure out how to support these guys moving forward. We've had a great partnership here on Speed over the past many seasons. This one, no different. A lot of fun to bring you these races. Good quality entertainment on a Thursday night. Good competitive base of drivers here. Keep getting better and better as Scott came under that pressure now. Michael Pavolanos closed it up back towards the start-finish line. Top 4 have broken away by a little bit, and then it's Perry Duncan leading Aaron Treacle and Bruce Wiley. Still the top 7, 4.5 seconds separating. Long straightaway on the front stretch here. Gives plenty of drafting help. Keep things close. Just over 9 minutes left in this one. Should be about 6 laps to go. Based on the lap times. Scott Kim feeling that pressure, goes a little off the mark. Here comes Pavolano trying to cross him over. 7-Eleven shuts the door. Battling here up on the podium, and Brian Kennedy looking to try and close out his season on a high note. Hasn't gone to victory lane since he won, but always a competitor in this league and many times winner and champion. Interested to see what he's able to do as he almost gets into the back of Michael Pavolano. They're going to go side by side, the 2 Ferraris. And where's Brian Kennedy going to go? He tries to cut it short, but it looked like Pavolano maybe going to try and do a switchback. None of these guys making moves work at the moment. Tough to make a move here at Navarra. And again, we do want to thank you for joining us here this evening. I hope you do enjoy the race. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for, and who do you think is going to win tonight's race. Battle still going on here amongst the top 4, but it looks like Adam Cole starting to drive away. The Porsches have been pretty great this season. A lot of wins. Porsche drivers, we've seen Fletcher, of course, get a few wins in that. We saw Andy Shield. Porsche, here comes Michael Pavolano. He's got a good opportunity this time, nearly 3 wide. Pavolano has the nose in there. Can't complete the pass. Scott Kim just giving him enough space. And here comes Darren Treacle. This is the classic cast of characters that we're used to seeing. And how about Brian Kennedy trying to get something done here? Around the outside of Pavolano, not going to be able to make it stick. Great battles inside the top 5, and big send right there from the 111. Flashing the headlights, maybe not too happy with how Scott is driving him, but I don't know that I'm seeing anything being done wrong. He's just got to find a place to pass, and that is not easy here. We'll work back onto that front straightaway. All of these cars pretty much nose to tail, and then it's Adam Cole out front. Extended that lead now, 2.6 seconds. Looked like he is about to run away with this one. Tough to catch him, barring any major mistakes, but he's looked pretty much flawless, and he's one of the fastest cars on track. little bit of contact back here. Perry Duncan, Bruce Wiley. We're seeing kind of a Ferrari takeover tonight. Out of the 10 cars here, we've got 5 Ferraris, 1 Corvette being Logan Threlfeld. Not used to seeing Corvettes out here, actually. He's just trying to find consistency. He's had some good fast laps, but trying to find a little bit more rhythm. His first race here, Rex Jarawal has gone a lap down. I'm sure he's sitting on pit lane right now, so I'm not sure what happened right there. But we've got some contact up in the top 3. Michael Pavolano goes around. We're going to see what happens as he was battling with Scott Kim. We're going to go to the overhead and just get a good glimpse of this one. Makes it look down to driver's left. Cuts it a little bit too much over the curb and actually just lost the handle. Maybe coming back onto the racetrack. Had a hard time getting the grip. And that's going to cost him here. He falls all the way back to 8th. Passed up by Dean Tooley, and he's not really within shouting distance of anyone. Goes Tooley and then Pavolano. As Scott Kim goes for a big slide. What happened there? A little bit of contact. Now he's going to loop it right in front of Bruce Wiley and Perry Duncan. What just happened there going down into turn 1? Oh, Brian Kennedy sent it in there and then really just punted Scott out of the way. Never quite got the car underneath him. Those rear tires unhappy. Bruce Wiley, good job avoiding that wreck. We get one more look at this. It's a huge difference on entrance speed right there. And Scott almost did an incredible job hanging on to it. Ultimately, doesn't hit anything and doesn't hit anyone. But, not how he would have liked this race to go. Could give him a shot at finishing well in the feature event tonight, though. Back to 7th after leading the first 4 laps. Right back here with Michael Pavolano, who just about got into him a few moments ago. So that has shaken up the running order. Adam Cole leads the way. It's Brian Kennedy, Darren Treacle with just 3 minutes left in this one. Adam Cole has it all but sealed up. The question is who's going to complete the podium. Bruce Wiley's right here as well. Even Perry Duncan's not out of reach if any of these guys start to make a mistake. Right on board here a little bit with Bruce Wiley as they go through the first few corners. That kind of right-hand complex where you turn a little bit more each time. The first 3 corners, and look at all the debris on the racetrack. This car's slipping and sliding over that. Racing has just recently updated the debris. It is all over the racetrack. You can see anywhere a car has gone off or dragged debris onto the track, it just gets spread all around. No time to come and clean it up here. No cautions, safety cars or anything like that. 20 minutes straight, can't make mistakes. We've seen a few drivers do that. Even Brian Kennedy gets a little wide through that corner. Darren Treacle starting to close the gap a little more. Started all the way in 7th. Brian Kennedy, your biggest mover, up 8th position. Great action here from Navarra. Very, very exciting as always here in the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Should be the white flag this time, and it is going to be the white flag. Final lap for Adam Cole, who been out front now 7 times around to try and get his 8th lap led. Further back, Very tight racing. Bruce Wiley's had a problem. Here comes Perry Duncan. What just happened to Bruce on turn 1? Catch a little bit of debris. Really sent it down in the corner. Back end. And just kind of comes around. Nearly drifted all the way around and actually slammed it off the side of Darren Treacle. That was crazy. There's the contact right there. You can see the left front wheel a bit ajar in that Ferrari. Go back alive. He is going to try and limp it around for the final circuit. Puts him all the way back to 5th, though. Just one position loss, so ultimately not too much. Scott Kim has parked it here. Not sure what happened to him. He's going to... It's like he may be done for the evening. Maybe had a technical problem. Or what was a great start to this one. Might be coming home in the 9th spot. Rex Jarwala also has called it a race. He's going to finish 10th in this one, 4 laps down. Ryan Kennedy made up a lot of ground. There's Scott Kim. That's actually off the final corner is where he was parked. And it's going to be Adam Bowl taking the checkered flag. Great drive by him. Ryan Kennedy, biggest mover, up 8 positions, started shotgun on the field, so he's going to be quickest there in qualifying and have a shot maybe as we get into the feature race. And here's the tradition, Adam Pohl going for a big tumble through turn 1, and wow, how about Perry Duncan just getting launched right there? Let's take a look at the results in this one. Things not quite final for Logan Threlkeld. He should be across the line here momentarily. But that is how they're going to wrap it up. Adam Pohl, Brian Kennedy, and Darren Treacle, your top 3 finishers. And throughout the rest there, Perry Duncan, Bruce Wiley, Dean Tooling, Michael Papalano, Logan Threlkeld, Scott Kim, Rex Jarwala completing the field. We'll go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at Navarra.
From the starting line to the finish line, and everything in between, Duncan Racing Designs is here to supply you with the livery you didn't know you needed. Let DRD help you look good so you can drive fast. Contact Duncan Racing Designs on Instagram, trading paints, or via email. This season of the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League is brought to you by Gunfire Games, developers of the hit game Remnant 2, now available for PC, PS5, and Xbox. For more information on Remnant 2, visit www.remnantgame.com.
we're back here in the feature race. Scott Kim has taken over the race lead once again. Apologies for all of the problems in this broadcast. We're going to get this all stitched up together. And Rex Jarwalla went for a big slide. Logan Krokeld started up towards the front in this one as well. He's running in the 7th position, started in 3rd. Scott Kim, who started in 2nd, is in that top spot. Let's see if we can get it done here in the season finale. We'll get the streaming issues figured out. A lot of stuff just reset here today, so I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. But again, we'll get this figured out. We'll get this all stitched up, thrown up on YouTube. Hoping it all turns out okay. This is the first lap or so of this feature event. Scott Kim doing exactly what he started doing in heat race number 1. Pavlano is already up to the 2nd position. Started in 4th, where he was charging through the field. And Brian Kennedy, who started 10th in race number 1, started in 9th in this one. He's already up 3 positions into 6th. Adam Cole, who won the first race, here at the back behind the number 1 machine of Krokeld, making his start. Darren Treacle, who was charging at the end of that one. Right up here inside the top 5 already. So I've seen Darren sometimes join into these races late. He's in a different car tonight, so it might have even been a mistake on his part. But he's obviously figuring it out as the night goes on. This very difficult 1-2-3 complex is right on the back bumper of Perry Duncan, trying to get into the podium places. Again, doing a great job here these opening couple of laps. Second quickest car on the track, being with Pavlano behind him, just a couple tenths faster. And Pavlano overshoots that turn by a big margin. Here comes Perry Duncan starting to put the pressure. He's going to take a look down to driver's right. He'll complete the pass. Still hanging tough. And here comes Treacle now. He's going to try and make the move. Big dive down into the corner. Nice job on the brakes. Should be able to complete that. He will move 70 of Darren Treacle into 3rd place. Further back, Adam Cole making a move on Logan Krokeld to take that away, move him into the 7th spot. Kate Tuling's had some problems here on lap 1, went to pit lane. Rex Jarwalla also brought us down pit lane. He is back on the racetrack, though. Just a ways back at the moment. It's almost a lap down, 20 seconds ahead of your leader, Scott Kim. Based on lap time, I think Scott might be able to get to him in a few laps. Let's see how things go and what kind of pace he can find in the number 7 machine. Wow, pretty much single file for the moment. Scott Kim's increased his lead to 1.5 seconds. Perry Duncan, putting pressure back on Darren Treacle. Bruce Wiley, Brian Kennedy back into the fold. The top 6 all within 3.5 seconds. Push it back to Adam Cole, and then 1 more second back to Logan Krokeld. You got to go back 45 more seconds to Kate Tuling on pit lane for pretty much that amount of time. Again, really do want to apologize for all of the broadcast problems, but hopefully you're enjoying tuning into this after the fact. We've got hopefully some good battles coming up here with 13 minutes left in this season. Michael Pavlano trying to close things out. He's gained a huge chunk back. Got him with a mistake. He's given up some time. Scott ran his best lap of the race last time around. Actually, was fastest lap of anyone. Right now having some issues. Here comes Perry Duncan also going around Bruce Wiley. Tight racing there side by side. And it's not done yet. Here comes Wiley sending it back down the inside. Meanwhile, Brian Kennedy trying to get the 2-for-1 around the outside. Didn't make it work. That could open up an opportunity for Adam Cole as we take a look at the race lead to the draft coming into effect down the front stretch into turn number 1. Got him going to seal off the inside groove, and this is where we saw him get punted before, nearly gets sent again. This time Michael Pavolano trying to work outside, actually cost him a good bit of time, and Darren Treacle closing in for a way to potentially end this season if Scott Kim, who pretty much runs the show around here, get to victory lane. He's had a couple of great races this season. Oh, and Pavolano tried to take it down the inside, but the track actually kind of stopped right there. He had to pivot back. Now we can take a look around the outside. Scott Kim hold him off. He does. See the pressure and the fall off starting to affect 7-Eleven as they cut through that corner. Got to be careful not to get a penalty crossing over off the track. Now the battle's on for second. This is only going to help the bright green Ferrari out front. What's going to happen here between these two? A little bit of contact. That continues to slow them up. Bruce Wiley behind. This is not done yet. Still side by side for second place. There's some more contact. Rubbing doors back onto the front straightaway. Treacle with the advantage for the moment. Which car is going to have the power on the straightaway? It looks like the Acura has the advantage for the moment, but Pavolano's going to have the preferred groove down into the corner, side by side, full speed. It is going to be Michael Pavolano holding on, but that cost them both about a second and a half. Got battling further back. Brian Kennedy trying to get around Barry Duncan. He's going to complete the pass. Nice move right there. Tries to come closer towards the front of the field and potentially cap off this season with a couple of great runs tonight. Went from 10th to 2nd in race number 1, and this time he's trying to go from 9th up there towards the race lead. Scott Kim, what a good run so far. It's still a long ways yet to go. Goes a little bit wide through there, and it's going to cost him to get back to the throttle like he want to. There's all that debris all over the racetrack. Once again, there's just pebbles everywhere, seemingly. Field snakes through these final few corners on the racetrack. That'll still emerging here inside the podium. Again, back towards the start-finish line. The gap now just over a half a second. That continues to shrink as they race down the front straightaway into turn number 1. High-speed corners here as they come filing in over 120, 130 miles an hour down to about 40 miles an hour. Got Kim gets a little too much of the rumble strip, starts to lose the back end. Just got to focus forward. 9 minutes left in this one. Can he hang on? For hard-charging Michael Pavolano, we know how aggressive the 111 can be. Got his 3 wins already this season, though. Can he get a 4th to lead the way in that category? Side by side for the lead. Not going to be able to complete the pass, though. Scott Kim hangs on, and they are starting to stack up here, nose to tail. Back to Brian Kennedy, and Adam Cole and Perry Duncan might even end up catching up to this battle. Logan Threlkeld, much better performance in this race. He's only about 6.5 seconds back, so big attaboy to him. 8.5 minutes left to go. You can see how hard it is on the brakes in these GT3 cars. They're starting to slide the rear ends under braking. Never did look at the track conditions, but much more slick out here in Navarra nose to tail. We now onto the top 7 back onto the straightaway. It's going to be 5 laps to go. Scott Kim has done a fantastic job. He's led all 7 laps. He'll lead a few more if he wants to get the win. Pack of angry dogs behind him, and there goes Perry Duncan around. That is going to cost him a position. He'll get passed up by Logan Relkeld. We can go back and take a look at that. Just lost the rear end. High-speed corner, really tough to keep some of these cars underneath you. It gets too much of the curb. Around. And all 0. We go back live now. Scott Kim under heavy pressure. Avalano still trying to find some way around everybody. Starting to slip and slide. Scott going really wide off that corner. Catches the grass a little bit. Got to be careful not to get a course cutting, course limits penalty. Man, this is pretty cool to see all of these guys who are here week in and week out up here battling the final moments of this season. Brian Kennedy just noticing it. He's lost the front end. How about this big send here? The 111. And no, Scott Kim's going to go for a big spin off the final corner. Backs it into the tire bear or the guardrail there. So that's going to cost him shot at the win tonight. Let's go take a look at the replay. What happened to Scott Kim? If he didn't get any contact, backed it into the guardrail. Fortunate, was having a fantastic race. Could have been in position to maybe hang on for his first win of the season. See if he can get back up inside the top 5. He's got good pace. Has a battle on his hands with Perry Duncan. That changes things at the front, though. It's Pabolano, who, runner-up in points coming into tonight's race, did not have race 1 that he would have liked. Here is Darren Treacle knocking at the back door. Familiar sight to see all of these guys battling for position. Logan Threlkeld has gotten around Scott Kim, so not sure. Another problem for the 7-Eleven. Go for a spin. That tires definitely heat up more than you would like. Here we go. Now battle for the lead. Looks to the outside. Not going to happen. Pabolano hangs on. Coming back to 3 laps to go. We still have 5 cars under a blanket, and they're going to make contact for the lead. Pabolano is going to get stuck on the nose of Darren Treacle. Go back and take a look at what happened. Darren Treacle sent it down. Don't know that it was his fault entirely, but they both were going for the same piece of real estate. And I'm seeing more problems out here. Possibly Perry Duncan went around and Scott Kim. Seeing all kinds of problems here late in the going. Yeah, Perry Duncan goes around. Scott Kim is there. He loops it around. Both of those drivers going for the spin cycle here off the last corner. The track temps obviously playing, having wreaking havoc on these guys and their tires. And that has now cycled Bruce Wiley to the lead. He'll lead his first lap. Got a pretty sizable margin back to Brian Kennedy, who's missing his front end. So this could be a good opportunity. Bruce Wiley could potentially get out of here with his victory. Just looking at the points coming into tonight's race. Yeah, Bruce does not have a win. So this would be his first, as battle is on further back. We saw, I guess, a problem for Brian Kennedy. They've lost a whole bunch of ground. All kinds of issues for the Classic Contender. defenders. And that was what it was, just a big punt. Again, Adam Cole this time. Seen a few of these. It's a little different on the braking zone, sensing ground, and there goes Darren Treacle on through, and it goes right to second, but that is all happening almost 6 seconds behind the race leader, Bruce Wiley. Gonna get the white flag next time. What a kind of wacky race here. Race number 2. A lot of action on the back end, especially in these last couple of laps. These guys often do a really good job of clean races, clean battles. This may be the first time some of these guys have raced with each other this season, though, honestly. We've had small fields. Not every one of these drivers has been out here every week. It could be that, just a little difference of driving styles not working out here at Navarra. As a really tight battle between Adam Cole, Brian Kennedy, Michael Pavolano. These 3 cars fighting for the last step of the podium, as it's pretty much locked up at the moment between Bruce Wiley and Darren Treacle. And how about this? Sending it down into the hairpin. Going to make a little bit of contact 3 wide. Pavolano backs out of it. Adam Cole and Brian Kennedy remain side by side. This is good stuff. I know it hasn't been all clean all race long. They all have damage too, but at least they're keeping it pointed in the right direction. Trying to get on that final step podium here at Navarra. It's Bruce Wiley coming through the final corner. He'll come back to get the white flag. Shown in Spain tonight. The fall season. Final race. Looks like it's going to be Bruce Wiley maybe getting his first win. Darren Treacle looking to try and wrap things up on a high note. So they made the contact there, battling for the lead, and it's been cycled back up to the runner-up spot. And here we go for the final step, and Brian Kennedy is going to get turned by Michael Pavolano. So looks like Adam Cole is probably going to seal up that final step there. Let's take one more look at that one. This is a difficult corner, and some of these guys, Kennedy goes a little wide of the mark and tried to cut it back down in there, and Pavolano maybe overshot the corner a little bit. Good sportsmanship as always, though, in this league. They do like to give the positions back if they're the kind of the cause of the incident. They'll recognize that. We have another battle brewing here on the final lap. Logan Threlkeld, who's maintained his pace, much more consistent in this race, only 18.5 seconds off of Bruce Wiley. Harry Duncan all over the back bumper. Overshoots the hairpin just a little bit. Can't get back on course. Hang on to this spot, though. Eye on this one. Bruce Wiley through the final corner. He is going to get it done here at Navarra. And looking further back, Logan Threlkeld had a problem. Either went off track, but checkered flag in the air for Bruce Wiley. Final race of the fall season. This series, Darren Treacle finishes in that second spot. Adam Cole all by himself back here in third after the other 2 drivers kind of cleared themselves out. They'll pile in for so lovingly called the ritual here at the end of this run. A few cars already missing body parts. And here comes Harry Duncan. He's going to come flying in. And Logan Threlkeld, he'll come home in 7th. Looks like Scott Kim wrap up his race in the 8th position after a very strong run in the first half of this race. Not where he would have liked to close things out, but performance has been there for Scott Kim these last couple of weeks. And we'll see if in the spring season, or rather this winter season coming up, if he can get a race win. But for tonight's event, Bruce Wiley is your winner. Let's see if we can get a word in with the top 3 straight away here at Navarra. We're going to go to third place finisher. It's going to be Mr. Adam Pohl. We'll see if we can get him up here in the booth with us right away. Adam Pohl, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. And what a wild final race there, but just a good night overall for you. You get the win in race number 1, and you got to come from the back in this one, and all kinds of action all throughout the field to come home on the podium. But just describe the racing here tonight at Navarra from your perspective.
A bit messy to sum it up, but it was fun. It was fun to run around in a group like that. You knew eventually someone was going to hit someone, and I think we all did at some point. So it's just part of the fun. And yeah, Brian had a bit of damage there towards the end. I don't think I caused any of it, but I eventually took advantage of it and got back by him to get into third. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, definitely exciting racing. You were battling there with some of these guys side by side. I think, 3 wide there on the second to last lap, and
Yeah.
so yeah, you're bound to make some contact, especially at a narrow track like this one tonight. But really fun stuff watching you in both races tonight, Adam. Anybody want to give a shout out to for tonight's finish and the season?
Just all the guys is a good turnout. I know I haven't been here a whole lot this season, so it's fun to get 10 of us together and have some nice tight racing. So yeah, shout out to everyone who was part of that.
Awesome, Adam. Well, thanks again for taking some time here after the race, and go celebrate with these guys and celebrate this season. And hopefully we'll see you coming up in the next season here.
Yeah, have some fun in your holidays coming up.
Yeah, have a great Christmas and New Year's and everything else. All right, thanks.
All right,
Adam.
Thanks a lot. Good night.
Good night. That is Adam Pohl, third place finisher. Let's go now to the second place driver. That is Darren Treacle, who had kind of an interesting night as well. Let's see if we can pull him in here. Hey, Darren, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, Adam. How are you?
Pretty good, man, and very interesting night tonight at Navarra to close things out in this fall season. You were right up there in the mix at the end of both of these. Got collected in a couple of things, but ultimately get back to the runner-up spot in this this final race. But just describe everything from your perspective. I know you had to make a lot of passes here tonight.
Yeah, it was an interesting 2 races, for sure. I'm trying to remember if anything exciting happened in the first race. I don't think anything too exciting happened. There may have been a little contact at some point, but the second race was definitely an interesting one, for sure. Had a little incident. I kind of feel like the car I was passing was moving around a little too much. I'd go left, he'd go left, I went right, he went right. And we came together, it was in that sharp turn. Just one of those things, I guess. And then I just kind of, I capitalized. I think Adam and Brian came together by accident, and they were being very courteous to one another, and I took advantage of that, so I got by them. And then, I was too far back from Bruce at that point. But it was an interesting race.
Yeah, definitely interesting, especially the final few laps of this last one. But I guess everybody kind of going a little bit wild here to wrap up the season. But you were in a different car tonight. I was wondering if that was on purpose or you were just trying something new, or
it was on purpose. I have actually clicked the wrong car by mistake, and was like, oh well, it's too late now. But not in this case. I bought the Acura, I don't know, the other night, and did some laps at Watkins Glen at one of the sessions, and it's like, oh, it's not too bad. And then I messed around with it at Daytona in another practice session, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to run it Thursday night. I don't really have any setups for this track. I've never, I didn't really know it that well when I jumped in tonight, so I was like, well, what better than, a new car, and then a new track. So, but as of right now, it's a pretty forgiving car, and it seems to work really well. Honestly, I don't usually do very well with rear engine cars. For some reason, I don't know if it's my driving style or what, I just don't usually click very well, but it seemed to be working well. So, and it was fun, give the Acura a little love amongst all the German and Italian hardware that was out there. Well, the Corvette was out there as well, so some American hardware, But yeah, I just thought I'd try something a little bit different.
I think that's only the second appearance of an Acura that we've seen all season. I think we only saw it last week as well. It was Mac Zenda ran the same car, but yeah, I hadn't seen too much of that in the Corvette. I don't think we've ever really seen anyone run a Corvette in this series, so definitely interesting to see Logan pull that one out of the garage for his first attempt here with these guys. But
Yeah.
you come home runner-up, and I believe you also got the podium or just one spot short of the podium potentially in the first race. But anybody want to give a shout out to you for tonight's performance and also for this season, this being the season finale?
I'll give you for doing a shout out for doing the for doing these online things, and Scott for putting these on. I mean, he takes the time to set all this up and for all of us to run. So he probably deserves the biggest shout out for just the headache of setting everything up for everybody. And it's good to see everybody coming out. Hopefully, we'll get more guys or gals. We'll make an appearance at the next season, and hopefully you'll be doing the live stream again, and we'll have some good tracks. And I don't know. Hopefully, we'll do these GT3 cars again because there's a good mix of makes now, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah, and I felt that the competitive level in this league continues to get better and better. Right, everybody is just improving week after week, and a lot of guys very close in speed. So it just gets more and more interesting, especially the more drivers we get out here. But Darren, you're always up there at the front, and fun to see you make some passes and get it done here, get a couple podiums again tonight. But thanks for taking the time, and have a great Christmas and New Year's season here, and hopefully we'll catch you in the winter season coming up.
Thanks, Adam. You have a good holiday as well.
Thank you.
All right.
That is Darren Treacle, second place finisher. We're going to go to race winner tonight. That is Mr. Bruce Wiley. Let's see if we get Bruce in here. Bring him down. Final winner of the season. Hey, Bruce, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Adam.
Well, Bruce kind of got shuffled to the front there by nature of everybody getting together in front of you. You ran a nice, clean race, able to have a good lead at the end. Just describe the action here between both of these races tonight. You made a lot of passes, and this being a pretty difficult and also kind of a new track to a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, I think it was new to everyone, and the passing was difficult, and I think most of it was just avoiding carnage.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in those final few laps there of the second race, especially. Was there anything you noticed with the tire fall off today, with the high track temp, that made these cars handle a little differently than maybe some of the other races this season?
Yeah, the corners are so much slower that you're starting from a slower speed, so you're spinning your rear tires a lot more coming out of corners, and if you do that too much in the first 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes is brutal. So Scott was, winning the race. He would have won the race, but his tires fell off.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of drivers start to slip and slide. Plus, the new kind of debris and gravel being all over the racetrack, I don't think helped, especially in some of those areas of the track.
Yeah, it made it fun though, just like real life.
Yeah, we saw a few drift attempts out there tonight. It looked like.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to watching the replay on that.
Yeah, we did have some broadcast issues, but we've got the replay will be up here in a little bit, and this is the last race of the season. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to for the victory and this season as a whole?
Well, the sponsors for sure: Gunfire Games, Duncan Racing, and yourself for broadcasting it all season. I know I wasn't at all the races, but what a great group of people to race with. So looking forward to next season. I don't know what car we'll be in, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's either the GT4s or GT3s. Always seems to put on the best racing here in this league. So yeah, we'll see what they decide, and hopefully we'll be back. If we're not in the in the broadcast booth, I might even try and get on track with you guys a little bit. It looks like a good
Oh,
time
it'd be
out there.
fun.
Yeah, I don't have nearly as much road racing experience as you guys, but could be a quick learner, and definitely would love to test my skill set. But great job out there, Bruce, getting your first win of the season in the final race of the season. Have a great Christmas and New Year's season here, and we'll hopefully catch you when we get back out on track in the new year.
Yep. Merry Christmas to you as well. But
Thank you. Have a great night. That is Bruce Wiley, going to be the race winner tonight from Navarra. Let's take a look at the rest of the results before we head on out for the evening. And again, we do apologize for the broadcast problems, but able to get this replay up after. And Bruce Wiley going to take the victory in this one, the season finale. 2 lead changes tonight. Darren Treacle going to come home in the second spot. He was right up there in the mix. Made some contact with Michael Pavolano, who ultimately ends up with the top 5, but Adam Pohl finishes in 3rd. Brian Kennedy comes home in 4th. In the 5th spot tonight, it was Pavolano, and he was 2nd in points coming in. It looks like he should be 2nd in points exiting. Perry Duncan going to finish in the 6th spot, finishing in 7th. In his season debut, Logan Threlkeld in the Corvette. Scott Kim, who had a great start in this one, finishes in the 8th position. Dean Tulane finishes in 9th. Rex Jarawala going to come home in the 10th spot in this final race. He took it home early, so not able to complete all of the laps here. But thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you did enjoy the broadcast. And we will be back, hopefully, with these guys as they start their winter season. We'll make an announcement if that is the case. Here coming up, we still got to work on some things with these guys to make sure they get the right coverage that they need moving forward. But make sure to tune in each and every night on the channel. We've got all kinds of different action, all kinds of different racing throughout the week. So make sure to check it out. Hit that bell icon to stay notified as we go live. And have a great Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's here coming up. Thank you so much for tuning in.